What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 521st episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Greg.
Hello. It is thundering here, so if you hear thunder or hear my dog barking at said thunder, it's all part of the process.
It's because Thor fell in love with you, right? That's what that movie is about.
I mean, that's what I hope. I mean, dang, Thor can fall in love with me anytime.
What? The movie is called Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I know. I'm missing
Steve
the love
said
right now.
What? Like,
I was unaware.
Look, Steve doesn't do entertainment, so
you got that right. In all meanings of the meanings of the word "do."
Will also here.
And you know, kind of in line with that, I just recently unfollowed and blocked Steve on Twitter because he broke the one rule, not Twitter, TikTok, the one rule that I set down for you guys on TikTok.
What?
Not send you cat videos?
No. I said the next time you have some random Pokemon generator thing scroll across the top of your head and it ends up with the Pokemon you don't like and you get upset about it, you're done. And you were like, please be Jirachi, please be Jirachi. And it wasn't Jirachi. And you're like, this is terrible. Dude, it's a random number.
But what if it was Jirachi?
Still wouldn't have cared. But you're done. You know what? Do as many more of those as you wish, because I will never see them.
That's hard. It's cutthroat in this podcast.
At least Greg
world.
got Psyduck, and he's like,
I didn't get Psyduck. Psyduck is a cutie.
Not a lot of exciting news this week.
All right, so let's talk about bees.
Okay, all right.
Bees are fish now.
There's one takeaway from that episode. It's bees are fish
now.
We do have some news, and we are getting closer and closer to the Seattle Go Fest. So that's a thing coming up. Well, speaking of Pokemon Go, let's start with the Pokemon TCG. That's a twist.
Not really.
The Pokemon TCG Pokemon Go expansion is here, and it features Radiant Pokemon, which is Radiant Venusaur, Radiant Charizard, Radiant Blastoise. They have the Ditto card, which is like a sticker of a different Pokemon, and you can peel it off, and then there's Ditto. There's a bunch of new item cards if you actually care about playing the TCG. And then they feature Candela, Blanche, Spark, Professor Willow, who is still dead in the game.
No, that is not true. Don't believe Greg.
He died.
He did not die. He was not
gone.
eaten by Guzzlord.
Guzzlord eats things and they don't come back.
He is on vacation.
I do think it's funny because I have seen a couple people who have zero interest in the TCG want to get these cards because they're big Pokemon Go fans. So marketing wise, I guess that's working. But one of the questions I was asked was, why are they called Radiant Pokemon and just not Shiny Pokemon?
Ugh.
And anytime there's like a weird naming scheme in the TCG is really just rules.
Yeah.
Like a Radiant Pokemon, there can only be one in your deck. So by just saying, oh, this is a Radiant Charizard, you can only have one. You can't have a Radiant Charizard and a Radiant Greninja. And then it's like, well, why don't they say you can only have one shiny Pokemon? It's like, well, because there are other shiny Pokemon cards, and it goes back like several years. And what if you're playing Expanded? Because Expanded would still need those rules. And there's Shining Pokemon, which is not limited. And there are just shiny. Yeah, it's a rule thing.
Why are they limited to one?
Because they're really powerful. So the Charizard, this is actually maybe one of the most Charizard cards are bad. This is a long staple of the TCG.
But Charizard's the best.
Charizard cards are bad. The Radiant Charizard is actually really good. So it has an ability Sometimes they also change abilities to Poke Powers and then Poke Powers back to abilities. That's just like a way. They're literally the same thing, but it's a way for certain cards to say like, if this Pokemon has an ability or if this Pokemon has a Poke Power.
Yep.
It's just rule changes. Anyways, its ability is called Excited Heart. This Pokemon's attack cost is 1 colorless less for each prize card your opponent has taken. If you look at its move, which is Combustion Blast, which does 250 damage for 5 energy, one of those being fire, the other 4 can be any energy you want. During your next turn, this Pokemon cannot use Combustion Blast. So ultimately, what it's saying is because of its ability, if your opponent has taken 4 prize cards and they need to take 6 prize cards to win, you can do 250 damage for 1 energy card. Which is insane.
Technically, that's not, according to the quadrant theory of TCGs, though, that's not a good card. Any card that falls into the quadrant of it's only good if you're losing is not a good card.
Valid.
It is a comeback card, though, right? Like if you don't want to start with this card ever, and there's only one. But if you're in a situation where it would work in a situation where you both have 2 prizes left, right? And you Lysander up a VStar, which is 2 prizes, and then you attach your 1 energy, and then you do your Combustion Blast, and you win. Because a lot of VStar Pokemon come in under 250.
Is Ultra Ball available?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was taken out for a while because that lets you search out any Pokemon, which makes
I don't know if Ultra Ball is back. I think Ultra Ball is back. There are other Pokeballs to get stuff. No worries there. They got
okay.
They got cards to find cards.
There's a lot.
But this Charizard's okay. I think it's like a $35 card. It's not like the most expensive Charizard in the entire world.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
You got a big package recently.
I did.
You get all of the shining radiant Pokemon?
Yeah, the Pokemon Company did send me a big Pokemon GO TCG package. I didn't open all the packs. I did find 2 Radiant Charizards and 3 Radiant Venusaurs. No Radiant Blastoise. So with that logic, Radiant Blastoise has to be the most rare, expensive card. With that,
yeah, absolutely.
That one case study.
I'm looking on Cool Stuff Inc. and there is an Ultra Ball from the most recent set because it's got a little F at the bottom, so I'm imagining it's back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ultra Ball was missing just for a little bit, and then they brought it back. I found the Ditto. I peeled the Ditto.
I watched the peel of the Ditto.
It was a good peel.
People were upset that I compared peeling the Ditto to peeling a good sunburn. And I stand by that statement.
I think it's better. Sunburn's hard to peel.
Nah, not if you get real burned.
I saw a TikTok that said if you've gotten sunburned like 4 times in your life, you're like twice the risk of skin cancer. That's like literally every kid in the 90s.
Yeah.
No one was wearing sunscreen in the 90s.
That's not true.
Yeah.
But any skin discoloration will lead to skin cancer. Not only
As a
sunburn.
family of 5, my parents were not buying sunscreen. They were go outside and play. You'll be fine.
I will one up you. In the late 70s, early 80s, we were actively putting oil on our skin to burn in the sun so we could get a good tan after.
Was that I remember that being a thing of like you want to burn first and then afterwards.
Afterwards you'll get a good tan.
But that's not true. Is that true?
No, it's not true. People thought it was.
Burning both are bad for your skin.
But my brother would sit out in the sun, slathered in oil, constantly in the summer. How he's still alive is beyond me.
Terrible. Peeling the Ditto is it's great. It's rare.
Like peeling the Ditto is a good euphemism for something.
I love peeling the Ditto.
Did you peel the Ditto today?
Here's the actual $1 million question. Right. Remember when we all got Ancient Mew? Okay, I know we make the Ancient Mew joke a lot, but
yeah, I still have my Ancient Mew, yes.
understand the comparison here. So when we all went to the movie theater and we all got our Ancient Mew, it came in like a wrapper.
Yeah.
And the not the debate, but the question was, do you unwrap the Ancient Mew so you can actually see if it's centered and like printed properly? Or do you keep the Ancient Mew in the wrapper, but then you don't actually know what it looks like because there's that like info card that covers the front, so you can't actually see the Ancient Mew. You only see the back of it. So flash forward to now, when you find a Ditto, I have a Ditto right here. Sorry, audio listeners. This is just a Spinnerack, but it's a Ditto. So I peeled the Ditto. Oh, I have a peeled Ditto right here. Again, sorry, podcast listeners. Here's the Ditto. The card that was above this was a Numel. So I peeled the Numel. By the way, the Numel is like a sticker. You can stick it on whatever you want. It's like not a very strong sticker because the adhesive isn't like super strong. So now I have two Dittos. I have a Ditto and I have a Spinnerack Ditto. So in like 50 years, when these cards are worth like $5 instead of like 10 cents, is the Pokemon that is on top of the Ditto going to determine whether it's worth more or not? Like, people are like, oh, you have a Spinnerack Ditto. No. I want the Bidoof Ditto.
Because one of them was printed less than the others, and that will be the one that people will be seeking out. The Numel, there was actually only 3 Numel Dittos ever printed.
Oh, true.
I've already peeled one of them.
On the record have peeled one, so there's only 2 left.
Look, you have to peel it so the few people who don't peel it actually see value. If everybody doesn't peel it, if everybody doesn't open their Ancient Mew, it's worthless because everybody has the same.
That's a rhetorical question, because this is the very logical steps here. Parents buy Pokemon cards for children under 10 to keep those children quiet. I posit. I think that's a valid argument. Second argument, children under 10 cannot resist peeling the Ditto. They see that's peelable, they will peel it.
I resisted not opening many Ancient Mews because I did open one, and that was like enough.
How many Ancient Mews did you get?
Oh, I saw that movie like 4 or 5 times.
Your parents wouldn't buy you sunscreen? But they let you
no,
go see
I had to go. I had
times?
to go. I had to go to see the movie on like Tuesday, where it was like $2 or whatever, right?
A bottle of sunscreen is $2. It will last you an entire summer.
Sunscreen is a ridiculously expensive.
In the 90s?
No, it was not that expensive.
It was not expensive in the 90s.
If I want to go get Banana Boat, it's like $9.
Why are you getting name brand sunscreen?
I have sunscreen right here. I'm sorry, audio listeners. I got some Banana Boat Ultra Sport.
Yes, brand.
Yeah.
This is clinically proven. It says the words clinically proven on the bottle.
Bring me to the clinic. Bring me to the Banana Boat clinic, please. I would like to see their bananas and boats.
I feel like this is our special FDA things that you should know about the FDA. Clinically proven means nothing. There is no legal requirement for what clinically proven means.
This was like $9 though. Banana Boat was like $9.
So get CVS brand. What do you're never? Have you ever even been on a boat?
Yes,
let alone a banana boat.
I've never been on a banana boat. Are we saying Banana Boat is not the optimal sunscreen?
It is not.
Oh no, I've got much better sunscreens than Banana Boat.
Back in the 90s, they didn't do a lot either. Sunscreen was real weak back then.
You also shouldn't get the sunscreen that has the stuff that kills the coral reefs.
Correct.
Is that Beach Bum or whatever?
No, it's like 90% of all sunscreens.
Oh. The other thing about the Pokemon TCG Pokemon Go expansion is they come with game codes. For Pokemon Go.
Okay, not for Pokemon Live.
So yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So when you open a pack again, sorry audio listeners, you get a game code. Everyone, look, imagine what it is. It's the code that has the code on the back, right? You get it comes in every booster pack, American booster packs. But the Pokemon Go comes with it's like an info sheet. Here, I'll show you. It looks like this. Again, sorry, audio listeners. And then on the back is a bunch of codes. So it's different than the card. And you have to go to either if you have Android, you can go to the bottom of the store where it says redeem code. If you have iOS, you have to go to the rewards.nianticlabs.com and redeem it there. You could also do that on Android, I guess. It doesn't have to be specifically iOS. Might be easier just to use a website. Who knows? But you have to redeem the codes before July 1st, 2023. And you can redeem as many as you want. So I don't know what this came in. This came in like the ETB or something. It came with 6 codes. And there are 8 different things that the codes will give you. So, we'll go through all 8 because there's some cool stuff here, and there's some lame stuff. So, set 1 will give you 5 stickers. Those are the ones you can put on postcards, not like real life stickers.
Not the beat peel.
Not the peel stickers. 5 Nanab berries, and then 5 hyper potions.
So not a great right into the trash.
Yeah, set 2 will give you 5 stickers, 5 raspberries, and 5 revives. Set 3 will give you 5 stickers, 5 Pinap berries, 5 super potions. Set 4 will give you 5 stickers, 1 golden raz, and 1 charge TM. Set 5 will give you 5 stickers, 1 silver Pinap berry, 1 fast TM. Set 6 will give you 5 stickers. And 1 rare candy.
Do any of them not give you stickers?
Yes.
Oh,
Set
boo.
7 will give you a Pokemon TCG Pikachu t-shirt and a Pokemon TCG cap. And set 8 will give you an egg incubator.
What kind of incubator?
Not the super one.
Not the
incubator.
good one. A regular old one.
A regular one that you can use 3
an
times.
extra rolled.
An
extra
so a 3-time use. Okay.
So everyone wants set 7, which is the t-shirt and the cap for your character. The t-shirt it looks like it's a blue t-shirt with the 2 cards, like the Pikachu hat.
Oh.
So you can have a hat like Pikachu, and you can have a shirt like the Pikachu hat. Yeah.
How do you get set 7?
It's just random. So somebody already calculated the odds of all of this stuff, and the chance of getting set 7, which is the Pokemon TCG shirt and the cap, is 2%.
It's like a shiny.
So it's like a 1 in 50 chance to get the shirt.
What? How are these odds calculated?
Somebody redeemed like 1,000 of them and then wrote down which set they got, and then
that's sus. That's sus.
Well, 1,000 is pretty good.
Somebody out there did the work.
I mean, it could just be 1 in 8, and they just didn't get very lucky.
They were just
out of their
That's
they were
really
just
unlucky.
dramatically over odds.
Yeah.
So
That's how odds work.
If you like Pokemon Go, or you like the TCG, or you like both, to me, they printed this set to the moon. I've been to Targets. They're there on the shelves. They're still available on Pokemon Center. They're still available on GameStop, Cool Stuff Inc. It does not look like these are sold out anywhere. It came out on July 6th.
So
came out a couple days ago.
4 days ago. Why wouldn't it still be in stores if it's only 4 days old?
Did we not remember the
People can go outside again. Those days are over.
Yes. When everyone was stuck inside and the only thing keeping us sane was Pokemon cards, they were very hard to find. But now we can venture outside. You guys talked about this last week, but Ash and Pikachu have arrived in Pokemon Masters EX.
And they're not a pair. Not yet.
Yeah, they are not an official sync pair yet.
I still stand by that they're going to be a sync pair for the 3rd anniversary.
The young Pokemon trainer from Pallet Town in the Kanto region has arrived in Pokemon Masters EX alongside his partner Pokemon Pikachu. Ash and Pikachu have been training for the Masters 8 tournament. Oh, did I actually mention that on Pokemon.com?
Yeah.
Even though the anime is not caught up to that.
Yeah. Yep. Because it's wild because it's the anime crossover. And in Masters, his big battle team is with him. So I'm like, oh, well, spoilers. I mean, not that it's spoilers. I don't think anything changed, but I'm like, oh, okay.
Are they ahead
cool.
in Japan? Is he like...
Yeah, they're like 23 episodes ahead.
So, yeah, then that's fine. Only Japan matters.
True.
Until July 30th, you can learn more about Ash's experience on Pasio during the Classic Thunderbolt event. By playing the story, you'll earn gems, 4-star level manuals, and a variety of drink packs. During the event, there will also be an anime collaboration. There will also be a special anime collaboration activities to complete. From July 6th to 13th, you can take part in daily battles against Ash to earn 200 gems. From July 6th to the 23rd, you can complete missions to collect gems, skip tickets, and sync orbs. If you complete them all, you will earn a 10-pair plus 5-star select scout ticket for corresponding ticket scouts. That was a mouthful. From July 6th to the 23rd, you can, if you play Masters every day, you will earn up to 1,100 gem and 30 5-star guaranteed scout tickets. From July 6th to July 30th, you can exchange 100 gems to activate a one-time only 5-star guaranteed scout, while you receive 11 sync pairs plus a guaranteed 5-star sync pair. You battle him. His model and thing is built. Yeah. There's no way he is not a sync pair in the future.
There is one thing I have a beef with in this story. They introduce a character, Tina, who literally comes out of nowhere, and I had to look up who Tina was. I'm like, who is Tina? Why am
Giratina?
No. It's this new trainer with a Flareon, and I'm like, who is Tina? Well, where did Tina come from?
Who is she?
She was literally created as a new rival and introduced here with no fanfare. You just walk in with her. I'm like, I don't know where did Tina come from? And I'm hoping they do more with Tina, but they had no backstory. It's not like suddenly Tina appeared on Paizo or anything. It's just like your main character walking in with your pal rival Tina, and I'm like, who is Tina? Get out of here.
I like the idea of Tina just randomly showing up.
Get out of here, Tina. You're not my friend. I will also say it's a little uncanny valley to fight Ash with Red, because it's like looking in a mirror universe. I was like, this is what you could be, Ash.
Who voices Ash in Masters?
I would assume it's Sarah.
It's the same as the anime. I mean, the voice sounds exactly the same, so I don't think it's different.
I think Sarah tweeted something about it.
Yeah. The story is cute. It's exactly what you expect from Ash.
It was interesting that they used the Alola Ash.
Isn't that the standard now?
No. They changed him again.
They switched him back?
Yeah.
Is it not the Alola Ash? I'm pretty sure this is the Alola Ash.
I don't think it's the Alola Ash. Maybe. Hold on.
I feel like his cheeks are really soft.
Have you pinched them recently?
No, like the line work.
I think Alola Ash's face is rounder than the one in Masters.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, he's wearing the outfit that he's wearing in Journeys. It just looks like his face is softer.
Nah, no. Looking at pictures from Alola, his face is much rounder. And I think they made him look younger in Masters than he does in Journeys for some reason.
Yeah, I guess his lightning bolts under his eyes are a little bit bigger than Alola.
Yeah. Also, I think it's because it's weird to see Ash in 3D.
Oh, because this is like his first character model?
Yeah, it's like weird to see it as a 3D model in the Masters style.
He's here.
He is definitely here, and he is
Mirror B
definitely
next, hopefully.
You know, if Mirror B doesn't show up soon, I'm gonna get real mad.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
may regret asking for this. You know.
I don't regret anything. Mirror B and Ludicolo forever.
We need to take a break on that note. When we come back, we're going to talk about Star League Community Day coming up. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this Logan Paul and turning this illustrator card into an abomination. And then
No, we don't. No, we don't. Why? No, we don't.
we do, because it's the most.
Why?
It is actually the rarest card that exists.
So
We'll be right back. And we are back from our break. Look, I hope we live in a world where we never have to talk about Logan Paul.
I mean, I live in that world, and then you drag me kicking and screaming into this nightmare.
This is off Kotaku. So back a couple months ago was a wrestling event called WrestleMania.
I was at your house for that.
Will was at my house, and
I was not, because I don't wrestle.
That's more power to you. And Logan Paul came out to wrestle. He made some deal with WWE, right? This is not a new thing for WWE. They love their celebrity guest stars because it brings new people to watch.
Who is it bringing that does like? I'm pretty sure the Venn diagram of WrestleMania fans and Logan Paul is practically a circle.
Well, no, they could have gotten a few more that were still on
Like
there.
the sliver, like the crescent edge.
Squeezing that fan base. But anyways, he came out to WrestleMania wearing a gold chain promo illustrator, the Pikachu illustrator card, which there's apparently only like 10 left in the world. There was like 40 total. They were only given out to art contest people who lived in Japan. It's a very rare, very, very sought after card. And that made headlines in itself. Most people didn't actually really care that he was at WrestleMania. They cared that he had a Pokemon card around his neck. So he still has that card, right?
I mean, it is his possession. He does own it, yes.
He does own it. So now, okay, so we'll go over the article here and kind of catch up where we're having. The Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card is from 1998. And then it went through PSA grading, which gave it a grading of 10. And then Logan Paul paid $5.2 million for this card. And now he's turning that into an NFT.
Like every sentence, it just gets worse.
Right.
With every word.
Like we are descending, and it's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. I will not survive this article.
So this is the card he wore out to WrestleMania, which WWE made a big deal about it. He made a big deal about it. News outlets like WWE actually tweeted that he was wearing the official WWE tweeter.
The tweeter.
He was wearing the most expensive Pokemon card in the world around his neck. And so there is a story to how he got this card, because he originally didn't own it. Another person owned this card. And so Logan Paul initially offered that guy $4 million. That guy said no, did not want to part with it. And then Logan Paul offered him $4 million plus a PSA graded 9 Pikachu. So that was the deal that ended up happening.
A PSA graded 9 Illustrator Pikachu?
Yes.
Pikachu Illustrator?
Because
okay.
Logan Paul had an Illustrator 9 himself, and then he traded it plus $4 million for a PSA graded 10.
That's how trades happen. It's a trading card game. He traded cards.
Why did these people have this kind of money, and I am struggling to make it day by day? Why?
You know what's funny too is I remember like like a year ago, we joked about how like PSA is just a bunch of people just kind of like eyeing it up. And yes, they have like tools to like, and they have guidelines, but at the end of the day, it's still a human grading your card. And we had comments being like, you guys don't know anything about PSA. It's a very like delicate process. Like you can literally go on YouTube or TikTok or anything, watch people get their PSA cards back, crack it open, send it back to PSA, and get a better grade. That is a thing that people do. They will just keep cracking open their graded cards to send it back because they know eventually another person who probably like had a really bad day at work, or maybe they had an amazing day. Maybe they got engaged the day before and they're just stamping 10 on everything. Like at the end of the day, humans are still determining what is a 10, what is a 9, what is a 8.5. Some companies do like 8.5s.
So is this like he's a 10, but PSA graded him at a 9?
Ooh,
the
that's
thing
a
about
3 for me.
Well, there's a whole nother argument that because these cards are so old, that PSA was less strict back then, and that's why this card has a 10. But there's probably not that much of a difference between the card he traded that was graded a 9, and you could be like, well, crack it open and send it again, but they would probably receive much, much lower grades because it is stricter now than it was back in the day. That's why no one wants to like, that's actually why this 10 is worth so much, because in today's standards, it's probably not actually a 10. It's probably a 9. Which I think is actually probably the more interesting part of this whole Logan Paul thing, is just how like in today's standard, that card is probably not a 10. But it has a 10 on it, and it's been graded for how long? So this has gone on to hit Guinness Book of World Records for the most expensive Pokemon trading card sold at a private sale. And now on July 9th at 3 p.m. EST, they started a NFT on a platform that Logan Paul started or co-founded called Liquid Marketplace. So this is a brand new website. There's not, just like anything NFT, it just popped up one day and you're supposed to give it your money and trust that it will exist in like a year.
It won't.
So their mission, Liquid, what's the website? Liquid Marketplace. Their mission is to
don't go to it. It is going to infect your computer. They're going to be tracking you.
Their mission is to offer collectors the opportunity to co-own physical and digital assets through the power of tokenization.
I mean, there's other companies that do similar things already.
It's all bad.
So you can, so there are 50 million tokens available to buy this Pikachu at 10 cents a pop. Logan Paul claims that he will be in the minority of ownership and he will only own 49% of the card.
I mean, okay, hold on. He still physically has the card.
Yes, correct.
So I believe the finders, keepers, losers, weepers rule applies here because he actually owns 100% of the card and you own nothing. You own air.
Isn't this the same as like owning a football team? Like I don't know anything about sports, but can't you like buy stock and then say like you're an owner of the Packers?
No, only the Packers do that kind of ridiculous thing. They're like,
oh wait, that's only a Packers thing? That's not like other football?
Yeah.
And that's more like, I think it's like the city of Green Bay owns.
Oh, I thought that you said somebody who grew up in Wisconsin. I thought like every sports team did that.
No. I guess,
but that's like the same scam, right?
In the Vikings football team. Question. Google.
Yeah, I just thought that was every sports team that people buy into the sports team. Okay, so he said he'll own 49% of the card. The rest will be crowd scammed. He will be able to still wear it at WrestleManias.
Oh, well, hold on.
Oh, he can only wear it to more WrestleManias if the majority of token holders allow him to. But doesn't that not okay?
What does that look like? An email going out to everybody? Please vote.
But
what
okay,
does that
no. It could be like very much like with my stocks that I own. The company that I use to do my stock trades sends me the notification when it's time to vote on something. And I like just log in there and I submit my votes through that application.
But doesn't he only need 2% of the vote because he owns 49% of it?
Loophole.
Right? Isn't that not how it works?
I mean, it depends on what the contract looks like that people are signing into. If the contract says the majority of non-Logan Paul stakeholders have to approve, then no, not just 2%.
I mean, it says in the article, if the majority of token holders, which would not be himself.
That would have to be 26% of the what? 50% of the 50.
Yes.
No, it would have to be 51% of the 51%.
51%.
Right. Yes.
And look, if you're doing anything with Logan Paul, at this point you've admitted you'd let Logan Paul do anything. So what people who are getting scammed
yeah,
this
that's
are
a
going to be
good
like,
point, Greg.
no.
I would assume that if you're buying into this, it's not because you care about the Pikachu, it's because you care about him as a person,
Yeah.
right? Like I think that like I guess this article like strikes a nerve with me, not necessarily because like I dislike Logan Paul, but that's fine. That doesn't matter. Like I just think that this card probably deserves to be in a museum or somewhere else that isn't like gathering 10 cents from people to like
I mean, private artwork has existed forever, right? Like when somebody dies, suddenly all these paintings that we thought were missing forever get donated to museums. Sure. Right? Like this is a much more public way of saying I have this thing that probably should be on display somewhere at like a Hall of Fame or thing, but I'm going to own it until.
But this this exists for like normal like oil paintings and stuff. You can get fractional ownership of oil paintings now.
It's a terrible idea. But yeah, I mean, I don't see like I cannot imagine there are a ton of Pokemon fans who are like, I want to own 1/1000th of a NFT.
I know there's a lot of Milwaukee people that want to own the Packers.
Yeah, but that's sports, and we know that that is a wild universe of itself.
So the other side of this coin, I guess, is there is no regulation at all with NFTs.
Yeah, it's one of the problems of NFTs.
So I wonder if there's a point where like the Pokemon company or Nintendo steps in and they're like, you can't do this with our IP, but I don't.
No, because it's a physical item.
Yeah.
They've sold the physical item, so they have no ownership rights over it anymore.
Once he's made money off of you, there is no guarantee that when he is feeling that he needs views or controversy, he's not going to destroy this card.
Yeah.
You're literally trusting a person that has done very questionable things for views.
I mean, he's also sat on talk shows and said, I've done these questionable things because I knew they would get views.
Yeah. So you are trusting a person that has questionable ethics that he is going to keep this very expensive card in this condition, and you're going to be able to make money off of it. Like, even if you trusted NFTs, which is a questionable thing to begin with, you should not probably trust Logan Paul to keep his word about any of this.
That's a part of the article we didn't really talk about. Why would you want to buy in? the reason you would want to buy a token, which costs 10 cents, is the concept is I'm buying into this card that should is the keyword, get more expensive with time. And then at a certain point, if I feel like the card is peak expensive, I can sell my tokens to somebody else and make a profit. That's ideally why you would buy in.
It's a bad stock market.
Or you would buy in to say what people in Milwaukee say is like, oh, I own 0.0002% of the Green Bay Packers. You could tell somebody you own.
Yay.
You this is probably not the first thing he's getting. This is the first thing he's putting up on Liquid Marketplace, right?
Yeah,
this
it won't
is
be
probably
the last.
not the first. Yeah, this is not the last thing he's probably going to put up. Make your own choices. I don't know. I'm just here to
Make
report
better
the news.
choices.
I'm just the middleman here. Enjoy July Community Day meetups in select cities. Okay, so we know Starly Community Day is coming up. The Niantic has released the list of cities that are being the in-person meetups. I tried to go to one of these in St. Louis, and then it thunderstormed, and they canceled that event. I did still have a very good time in St. Louis, but they have picked some more cities here, and Mall of America is one of them this time. So that is an in-person activation. Catalino Square in Milwaukee is one of them. That's where I used to play in Milwaukee. Maggie Daly Park in Chicago. If you're in Denver, that is the 29th Street Mall in Colorado. The Seaport in New York. The Wharf in the DC. Hey, Will, you never took me to the Wharf.
Why would you go there?
You lived in DC?
There's nothing there. No. Wait, are you sure it's the Wharf?
Yeah. That's where they're doing it.
That seems really strange because there's a lot of better places.
The shops at Braven in Washington. You can go to PokemonGoLive.com to see if there's in-person activations.
Wait, read after Colorado again.
What? The Wharf? The Seaport in New York? The Wharf in DC?
Okay, that's so weird.
I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to some of these locations. Keep in mind that there was not an in-person activation in Ohio during the weekend of the U.S. Championships, where out of all places there should have been one. There should have been pretty okay. When you go to these in-person activations, though, they're not Niantic employees, although I'm sure there may be one or two Niantic employees there, but they do the thing that Nintendo does or other companies do, is they hire people in the area for the weekend. They pay them like $20 an hour. It's like an easy side gig for people. And, you know, when you get those kind of employees, it's very hit or miss whether they're going to do their job. When I was in Berlin, the Niantic employees were wearing blue shirts, and the German for hire employees were wearing green shirts, and the green shirts kind of just sometimes didn't care.
Like, they're not paid to care.
So I guess we'll finally see what this in-person activation will be like. And they're doing it at Mall of America, which makes me assume that Mall of America was like, okay, Niantic, you're allowed to. Like, Mall of America has had issues with Pokemon Go players in the past.
Yeah, they have.
In this instance, they would have had to make a deal with Niantic.
Yeah,
So-
well, Niantic probably paid the fees to have an event at their mall.
Yes, I don't think though the Niantic booth is going to be in the center of the mall. They said it's going to be in a parking lot, north lot. So is that actually the parking lot, or is north lot a part of? I don't know what that means.
Oh, are they doing that again? So when the mall tour happened a million years ago now.
Are you talking
I
about Black and White?
No, it was before that. Was it the Pokemon Rocks Mall Tour? Could have been that. They actually sectioned off an entire section of the parking lot that's the flat part
I know what
and
you're talking
said,
about.
this is the Pokemon event. So nobody could park there. They just allowed them to set everything up in that parking area.
I don't know what they're setting up besides like a booth.
I mean, who knows? But also, there's not a lot of flat parking left. So I'm very curious. I guarantee it is probably outside, since it does say North Lot. And it's probably a sectioned off area that people aren't allowed to park in so that people can gather outside.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. What Starly Community Day looks like. I did a bonus podcast about my thoughts in Berlin, Germany. I did that with Bobby because Bobby's supposedly, he tells me that he's going to Seattle. So he asked questions about it, like what to expect, what he should expect. A really good question that he asked was there like different challenges, like a hard, easy, medium? I didn't even think about that. There was not. It was just one single story, unlike the Worldwide Go Fest. I don't know if you guys had any questions, but if you want to listen to that episode, it's available for Patreon people. It's also available for Apple Podcast subscribers. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can get a 2-week free trial of that. And you'll be able to listen to the ad-free episodes, but also the whole backlog of bonus podcasts completely for free for 2 weeks. If you decide you don't like it, you just cancel. If you decide you do like it, then it's like $5 a month.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Why are your feet so pure and delicate like a baby's newborn skin?
I walked 57 miles in 3 days.
I've run marathons and didn't come out with a blister.
Yeah.
I don't know what is wrong with your feet.
I think at a certain point, my shoes just broke.
What does that mean? Like, did the arches fall?
I think so. Like they went from feeling like supportive to like feeling spongy in like a second. I have to fill out a warranty form for the shoes.
Also, was I wrong about Germany feeling like your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, like, do other U.S. states not have like bratwurst and stuff?
I mean, Milwaukee is the German city, right?
Oh, very much so,
They
yes.
pretty much directly came from Germany to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of things on the menu were, here is some sort of meat with a sauce.
Yeah, German food.
I had a really banging pizza, though. I had a real good slice of pizza there.
There's no pizza in Germany.
I was told there was no tacos in Germany.
That may
Not
be
that I went out of my
accurate.
way to search for tacos, but I was told there was no tacos.
Are there burgers, or did you have to go to Hamburg?
I believe I had a mega burger. Thank you very much, Greg.
Did you have a Berliner?
No, just the mega burger. It was probably the saddest burger I've ever had. It made McDonald's look like $1 million. Also, the McDonald's in Germany slapped. Very good.
A Berliner is a donut.
Yes.
Oh, I had a donut. That's true. I don't think it was a Berliner. It was just like a donut with chocolate frosting.
I think a Berliner is a jelly donut, as far as I recall.
No jelly. I did sit next to John Hankey for quite a while.
Had I known, I would have
Best
sent you
friends now?
texts.
What was that?
I said,
Yeah,
are you guys awesome best friends now?
Yeah. I didn't ask him what level he was for Pokemon Go. I don't think any of that is NDA. I don't actually know. He was very nice. I did meet John Hankey originally at the first Pokemon Go Fest, where he sat out on stage for 8 hours and talked to everyone. Do you remember that, Will? Where
I do.
I remember hearing about it.
We had like a content creator dinner or whatever at a beer garden, and then he showed up and he sat down and he talked to us. He was very obsessed with AR glasses. And I know Niantic has shown off AR glasses before, and they're making their own thing. And
Supposedly Apple is as well.
yeah, and I think Google is making theirs, and everyone is. But he was very obsessed with like AR games and AR glasses in particular, which should not be surprising since Niantic is also an AR company. I mean, he talked a little bit about Peridot and how like unlike like Pokemon Go, like you can have like a Pikachu come out and then it's like on the ground, right? But in like Peridot, like the creatures will learn the environment. So I don't know if you guys ever saw some of their videos they post on Instagram. Like there's a Peridot that like comes out of the toilet because it like knows, because like you look at the toilet and like knows it's a toilet. So like because it sees that as water.
Are there ways to throw out Peridots after they've gone places you don't want them to come back from?
Like the Peridots are like supposed to be smart enough to know the things in the world because it's scanning the terrain, the room,
textures. Yeah.
So he talked a little bit about Peridot. I mean, like it was a very like, I don't want to say generic conversation. It was like, how did you like Go Fest? Have you been to the other Go Fests? Like, what did you like? What did you not like? And there was a bunch of creators, so it was kind of like you didn't really make it. Like if it was a one-on-one conversation, right, in like an hour, you'd be like, oh, we made progress. But since there were so many people, it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, he did. When he asked me what my favorite part of Go Fest was, I said that, do you know, this whole conversation that I'm about to say reminds me of that time where that person was like, I sat on the plane next to John Hankey and he said level 50 is coming.
This is the thing.
I said that my favorite part of Go Fest was the unknown would spawn on the hour every hour for 2 minutes. So when you were at Berlin, when it hit 1 o'clock, all the spawns would disappear and then unknown would spawn in. And then for 120 seconds, they would be there and then they would disappear and then everything would go away. And this actually first happened in Seville at the Safari Zone, where I can't remember what they're called, like waves or mobs or something, but a core fish would spawn in for 2 minutes and then disappear. And then I was like, oh, this is when he was like, what's your favorite part of Go Fest? I was like, oh, that's my favorite part. And he was like, okay, that's good to know. The one question that stood out to me that I can't remember if I asked or somebody else asked, they said, what if there was one thing you could change in Pokemon Go right now, what would you change? And I think he had a really good answer. But he said that the one thing he would change is to make Pokemon not feel like static spawns. He's like, I don't like that a Pokemon just pops in out of nowhere and then eventually disappears.
Doesn't move around, yeah. There's no chase.
Oh, I see.
And he said that he wanted Pokemon, and I think he also said Pokemon Company feels this way as well. They want Pokemon to feel like living creatures. And so like a Pokemon just materializing out of nowhere and popping in and then just eventually disappearing doesn't, like, he wants to make that feel more organic / natural. And I was like, that's a pretty good answer. I don't think that's going to make anyone happy if they're upset about incense or raid pass prices, but like it's like a cool vision that like, oh, maybe in 5 years we can get there. Maybe in like when we open the app, we can see like Pokemon just kind of walk in and walk out. And it's just not like, oh, Pikachu spawned. All right, in a minute, Pikachu's going to despawn. Like, I get where he was going with that. So that was like a really like cool. You have like a vision for what you want to actually see what this game is going to be in a couple of years. I don't think it's going to go the Harry Potter route and just something like close to that.
No, it makes a lot of money.
No.
Yeah, but it was a lot of him like talking about, you know, hopefully one day, you know, people will connect with AR glasses and like that the AR glasses thing is so far out at this point. Like, cost aside, cost is probably the biggest thing, but like most AR glasses last like 20 minutes on your head before the battery dies.
My Google Glass lasted longer than that. But you didn't have it on all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're playing like Pokemon Go, I don't even know how that looks, but
Did he have anything to say about staff reductions, project closures?
no one asked him about that.
Interesting.
He didn't say anything about that. Somebody asked him if there would be like a new Pokeball Plus thing, and he said, "Oh no, we're not like working on anything." And then he kind of mentioned that like, oh, it kind of like auto catching kind of just takes away the fun of Pokemon Go.
Incorrect.
Which I can like kind of like if you go back to his vision as like Pokemon being like this like these creatures that come in and come out and they're like supposed to fit in the world, like treating them like, oh, I'm just catching them for XP and Stardust, like they're actually nothing to me, is like, I get it. Like, of course anyone who's like super grind heavy would be like, oh, I understand both sides, right? Like, you want to make a game that like has a grind and has an end goal, but you also want to make a game that like feels organic and natural and like a real world that you can go to. Like, there's always that weird balance of conflicting things. He was nice though. It was like cool to like ask him a couple questions and for him to like respond. There was like a couple times I think somebody asked him like questions about something and he was like, I actually don't know the answer to that. And he's like, here's my email, you can email me and I'll, when I get back to the office I can figure it out for you. But yeah, that was a cool experience. I don't think we have anything else news-wise, so we can jump over to question of the week.
Alrighty, hold on. I want to hear the question of the week.
Oh yeah, we did have one more bit of news. Pokemon Puzzle League is on the eShop or whatever. That was sent in by Carlos.
In the Switch eShop?
The expansion pack, that's what it's called.
Oh, so you have to have the expansion pack. It's not like you can buy it separately.
Correct.
I'm out.
There's no buying old games anymore, Greg. It is pay us a monthly fee.
Nah.
And you can...
Never. I'd rather give my money to Logan Paul.
You guys can come over to my house.
That is not true. That is 1,000,000% not true.
Greg, I'll just put you on my family plan.
Oh,
I've got slots left in my family plan.
All right, I'm in.
This is from Chris. In honor of Pansear being the current Pokemon Go event, what is the best monkey Pokemon?
What does that mean, the current Pokemon Go event?
Because Pansear is spawning everywhere now.
Yeah.
It was only available in Europe. Now it's
not at my house. Once again, did they put this in the news in the app? Because that's where I get my Pokemon Go news.
Yes, it was the Ultra. I think both. I think the Team Rocket and the Pansear were both under the Ultra unlocked bonus.
We're both subheadings under the thing that you like. Were like looked at it for 2 seconds and you're like, this doesn't relate to me. Goodbye.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will stand behind Grookey for now and forever.
But what was the actual question? What's the best monkey?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going with Grookey.
Grookey is a good monkey.
He's so cute and kind of hits things.
Mankey's pretty good.
I do like me a Mankey, but it's more like a pig monkey.
Yeah.
Chimchar is real cute.
Yeah, Chimchar's cute.
The problem is all the monkeys evolve into apes, and then you can't pick them anymore. You can't say Infernape because he's an ape.
Grookey becomes a gorilla.
Yeah.
Pansear, Pansage, what's the third one?
Panpour.
Panpour, they don't evolve into apes. They stay monkeys.
That's true, but no one likes those.
I do like them. And I am someone. So stop with your slander.
I think Pansage is the best of those three because he has broccoli on his head.
He has some sort of
You don't
vegetation.
like broccoli.
When's the last time you ever ate a broccoli?
I had broccoli like 2 years ago. I've had broccoli 3 times in my life.
Panpour is the best because it's got a wave on its head.
I just love the fact that I have broccoli like 3 to 4 times a week, and he's like, I had it
Like, I had it 2 years ago. I had a vegetable once. My body has never recovered from the incident.
I'd have to say,
Are
probably...
we including? Here's a bigger question: are we including Apom in the monkey category?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
Apom's good.
It's an ape.
No, it's
Apom?
No.
Where's the ape part of that?
ape.
It's in the name. Ape.
Apom. So ambipom. That's the the goodest monkey.
Did we all pick? Steve, what was yours?
I don't know what I picked.
I'm probably
You like
Semi-Serious
Zarude.
probably for me.
I would probably pick Grookey.
I picked Grookey. You can't pick mine.
We can have similar
No,
Pokemon.
we can't.
What's
People don't
that
come here for us to
mean?
agree on things. People come here for us to fight about the best monkey.
I almost said Froakie, but that's a frog, not a monkey.
Well, depends on what universe you're in.
I mean, bees are fish, so who knows what a monkey
Exactly.
is anymore?
No one's saying Passimian?
No.
You could. I picked first.
What about Zarude? He's a monkey.
I just been saying Zarude. You don't even listen to me on the actual show. Okay,
What?
Steve picks Zarude. Will, you're
pick
picking
Grookey.
I did Semi-Seer.
Semi-C. All right, we're good. Monkeys covered.
Okay. Pokemon of the week.
That was the one question?
Isn't there
All
a
right.
YouTube?
Probably.
I looked at
We're
YouTube.
so
There was
lazy.
no question.
I don't think you guys prompted for a question.
Well,
Here, if
people
you're
leave
watching
it
on
anyways.
you're
People
wa-
leave questions all that they know it's a thing. You don't have to prompt every time for people.
You
to
have
do
to
it.
prompt for YouTube. Watch. If you made it this far in the YouTube video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, ask a question for next week. We'll pick.
I
two.
guarantee
And-
if I go to last week's video,
No.
there are questions of the week.
I am adding a rule.
Okay, here's the
both,
rule.
For both YouTube and other sources of questions. It has to have a relatively simple answer. So if your question, and Greg, you're going to see it if you go to the YouTube questions, is how would you rewrite the story of Pokemon Sword and Shield? That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
X.
Yeah,
I
that's-
ain't got time for that. No.
I simple answer,
appreciate your
I would make it make
curiosity and
sense.
wonder, but no.
How would you fix the entire villain arc throughout the
There is
20-year
there,
series?
yeah. There's a second question of the week.
Why is Will so handsome? Well, it's
Yeah.
partially genetics, partially
yeah.
cosmetics.
How much doof could a be doof doof if a be doof could have doof?
This does not fit Will's rule.
No, the answer is 6 Bidoofs. Or 6
Yeah.
doofs.
It's Bidoofs all the way down.
All right,
Pokemon
Pokemon
of
of the week. Last week's Pokemon. Something to do with 4th of July. Unova, Galar. And I said the Pokemon who could originally only be found in the wild with its hidden ability had to be given a piece of candy to become catchable. One characteristic it shares across regional forms is the potential to be fire type.
I wrote something down. I don't know if it's right, but we're going to go with it. It's
Combi.
No.
It's Darmanitan.
Darmanitan is correct.
Hey,
because
I
hidden ability, Zen mode, Galarian Darmanitan is Ice Fire, which I think is the only Ice Fire Pokemon in existence.
I think most people have forgotten this Pokemon exists.
Darmanitan?
The Zen mode Ice Fire one.
But it's just Darmanitan with the hidden ability in Galar. I like Darmanitan used to have one of my favorite TCG cards that you couldn't use. It was Darmaxitan was the name of the attack. It was nice. I would also argue that Darmanitan is potentially a monkey.
Yeah, that's fair. Dang, I didn't know Darmanitan is 135 base speed.
It's fast. Is Darmanitan a monkey?
It kind of has monkey-looking features.
I suppose. I have to look at it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Is there any Darmanitan trivia?
Wait, Darmanitan only turns into the Zen mode when it's less than 50% HP?
Yeah.
And you have to have the hidden ability
Yeah.
Darmanitan.
Oh, I didn't know how that worked.
A, it's got a good shuffle icon. B, it has a good shiny. I'm trying to see if there's something that says what it's based off of. Oh, well, it seems to be based off of a Daruma doll and an orangutan. And orangutan fits in there somewhere.
No Pokemon has the same type combination as Galarian Zen mode Darmanitan.
Mm-hmm.
Galarian Darmanitan is the only regional form Pokemon with an alternative form. Unovian Zen mode Darmanitan is the only alternative form revealed at the time that does not appear in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Who's writing this trivia?
That is a wild piece of trivia right there.
Unknown Unovian Zen mode Darmanitan is tied with Litwick for the lowest base attack stat of all fire Pokemon. Galarian Zen mode Darmanitan has the highest speed of all ice type and fire type Pokemon.
Wow.
Dang.
Both of Unovian Darmanitan's forms were designed by Mana Ibi, who made Victini, Herdier, Darumaka, Darmanitan, Frillish, Jellicent, Axew, Fracture, Haxorus, Stunfisk, and Klefki. That's a good amount of Pokemon, I think.
I'm a big Jellicent stan. I really like those ghost water.
I hear you're a big Victini fan, too.
True. All right, we ready for this week's Pokemon?
We are.
I might have gotten this wrong, so we'll see.
Oh, boy.
This dark-type Pokemon has only been able to be caught in the wild without the use of a special item in 2 games, Pokémon Emerald and Pokémon X. All other times it had to be evolved into, traded in, or a special item or location had to be used/unlocked to make it available to be caught.
Oh, that was it.
That's it.
Okay. Well, we will be back next week. And then I think Will be hosting the week after that because I will be in Seattle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what's on my calendar, Will.
Well,
Unless you're coming to Seattle too.
Don't look, Chris. Don't come at me from all angles. We're gonna stop with this. But
I mean,
if I
nobody
turn in
did
my
my
resignation
GoFundMe.
today, my 2 weeks notice will be expired by.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That
I
time.
appreciate the 2 weeks notice, though. It's very, that's
Very
90s
professional.
of you. Yeah. I think if I've learned anything from TikTok, it is definitely don't give your 2 weeks. Walk out.
True.
Yeah, I'll be in Seattle for a full week because Niantic wants me there 2 days before GoFest for something. I don't know what, like a meeting, 2 meetings. I don't know. They said something on Wednesday and something on Thursday. And then we'll have GoFest Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Supposed to have meet and greets there. Supposed to do some other thing there that I don't think I'm allowed to say yet. I don't know.
Sandwiches.
No, not sandwiches. So I don't know. Something to do with Pokemon. But yeah.
At a Pokemon event?
Shh, don't tell anyone. But thank you for listening. Thank you for making it to the end. We will be back next week. Will is at Wash in the Sink. Greg is at White Wing. I'm at Dragging Lake. Be streaming on Twitch this week as well. So twitch.tv/PKMNcast, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that other stuff. PKMNcast. Otherwise, this has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
Super effective.
Super peel that Ditto.
No.
Yes.
Leave it.
Peel it.
Leave it.
Peel it.